Okay, hello. This is Mirror's Edge. I am Hekigan. This is my good friend Bingo Bongos.
Hello.
Hello.
I'll be commentating some of this run along with Mr. Hekigan. So hope you enjoy the show.
Before we start quickly, I just want to explain that there's an intended mechanic in this game where you dodge sideways like this. It's used for combat mostly, but we kind of abuse it by doing it and then turning the camera into it, and it gives us full speed. So we're just going to be doing that from straight away.
You're also going to see a lot of amazing glitches, so we'll describe it as best as we can in the time we have.
Yeah.
Alright, go
on. Are you ready on countdown?
Alright, shall I do it?
Alright. Sure.
Alright, on go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
So we're starting off here by skipping training because we don't need any of that because we're cool.
Oh, to skip in the game. We already know everything. Let's just go straight through.
Really not necessary. We go through this part as speedy as we can. There's actually a huge kick glitch chain that we could do on the right there, but we're not doing that today because it's a bit risky, and we'll describe what a kick glitch is here.
Yep, there's 2 of them.
Yep. What a kick glitch is you kick off of a wall and Faith goes into a grounded state for a frame. Yep. And you can jump off that grounded state, and despite what you hear on YouTube, it is not an invisible platform. Do not be decepted by those lies.
Yeah. It wouldn't make any sense to have an actual platform spawned under you.
But that's the best explanation we can use to describe it now.
But yeah, this is
yeah, we're skipping those guards and we're doing something called gloss chain, huge kick glitch chain that well, I think you've seen before that we can chain glitches together.
Yeah, like almost every piece of tech in this game can be combined with other pieces. Like kick glitches, wall boosts, and the other way around even.
You see those wall boosts happen when Heki goes on a wall and he just jumps off it straight away. And
took a bit of
the prologue.
Took a bit of a detour there because if you go too fast you won't be able to actually grab the helicopter. So we take a tactical detour which kind of lines us up perfectly to grab it when it's first available.
And that trick that he just did is kind of a hard one. It looks super easy because he's really good at the game. But don't be fooled. You're going to see a glitch come up called the use glitch. If you could go ahead and describe it.
Sure. So I have jump bound to wheel down, and I have interact on wheel up. And so basically if I'm doing any other animation than standing still, and I use a button by scrolling the mouse up, then it's just gonna not do the animation but play out like the trigger action. Yeah, so the button will activate, but you just won't see it. You will hear it though.
It saves about a second, but I think those seconds really add up because yeah, you see a lot of buttons. And what is Heki's going for now is chapter 1 skip. He's re-entering a deloaded area. That's fine. What he was gonna do is gonna re-enter a deloaded area because, well, you can see that you're not supposed to be there. Everything's all glitchy and such. He's gonna come back up here and he's gonna do a kick glitch wall boost. And he's gonna land on this sliding slope. I don't know what it's called specifically.
Yeah, it's just like a window, I guess. Like a bunch of windows. But you are intended to actually slide on those, but just not on that part of the slide. Usually you would crawl through a vent and catch it on the other side. So mainly in this game I'm just going to be trying to do kick glitches and wall boosts wherever I can, because they are like the fastest average speed, pretty much. I'm even going to be chaining kick glitches into wall boosts. Not like that, because yeah.
we can just ignore that that one wasn't a fail. It was tactical.
Yeah, you can do like more than one wall boost as well, as long as you touch the floor or touch a wall or something like that.
And Heki's gonna. Well, this game is on easy, so the guards aren't as difficult to deal with. Oh, that's really bad RNG.
Can you move,
That can
guy?
sometimes happen.
I'll just take him with me. No, I can't take him with me. I wanted to use the button and take him. It's my checkpoint.
Oh, wow. So the game was really not nice to us. It's supposed to be a checkpoint later on, around not here-ish, about here-ish, where it loads you in over here if you die like that, but didn't happen today for some reason.
Having a guard stay inside the elevator is extremely rare.
Yep. It doesn't really happen much, so it's not really something we factor in.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, we should mention that you can clip elevators like this.
Oh yeah, so basically, if you're like kind of prone in the top half, as the elevator goes up, then you'll just like clip through and stand on the top.
And Heki went for a really nice kick glitch chain. He did a kick glitch and a wall boost and another kick glitch, and that one I can tell. I mean, I know from personal experience that it's a really finicky, awkward one, which is really good that you got it because it saves quite a bit of time.
And it loses a lot if you don't get it too.
Yeah, you load back in the elevator if you don't get it.
I was quite worried about that. Yeah, we're closing in on the end of the first chapter now. If any of you care about the story, we've found an important man being assassinated, and they think our sister did it, but now we're just running away because we don't want to get caught too.
I don't think that's the story. I think the story is we're late for a pizza delivery. But
oh yeah, true. We're trying to deliver a pizza in under 30 minutes, because otherwise we don't get paid. But yeah, that's the end of chapter 1. We make use of a kick glitch to clear a massive gap that we shouldn't usually be able to. I'm gonna go for one of the first hard strats in the run. Originally this was a segmented strat, but like every segmented strat that gets found in this game, everyone just starts doing it in any percent because they're all crazy.
Yeah, we're a bunch of crazy lads.
So straight away I've kick glitched out of bounds, and I'm making my way to a certain place out of bounds where I'm going to try and chain 4 kick glitches.
Yep.
If I do it correctly, I should land in a checkpoint way further in the level. If I don't, then I've lost a lot of time.
And he gets it because it really is that easy. We're crazy,
easy.
And we've mastered it. No
Very
problem.
easy.
So yeah, you saw, if you were paying attention, you would have seen a left, a checkpoint loading icon on the bottom left, and
Oh, no.
I'll just call that checkpoint abusing. This trick is finicky.
You know what?
Just go for the slow strats.
Yeah, this is the way that new players would go.
We could do the really difficult strat, but once it comes to the easy stuff, we just fail.
Yeah.
As such. As
When I
saying,
can't
like
skip large portions of the game, then I really start to deteriorate in skill.
So you saw that checkpoint loading icon on the bottom left. We're gonna see a bit of that throughout the run. I don't know what you call it. I don't know what the community calls it. I just call it checkpoint abusing.
Yeah, I just call them checkpoint quit outs or something like that.
Yeah.
Everyone has like their own name for everything in this game. It's not like a
sniper.
It's not like a divided community problem. It's just there's too many names for everything.
Yep.
So that was a hidden springboard. Usually they would show you where they are, but if there's 2 pieces of collision that line up the same way that a regular springboard does, then you can just activate one anywhere.
And Heki's gonna do some special maneuvers on this little area. If you don't hit a certain load trigger there, it can actually like not load the next part of the level. But using that method that you did, he loads it every time.
Yep.
He's going up the storm drains now.
So I'm gonna free scroll and keep tapping A, and then it's gonna hop me over to the next pipe as soon as I can. And then climb 6 here, and I can jump off to the left with a speed vault. There's a lot of minor optimizations like that.
Yeah.
This
Minor
strat's
optimizations really add up.
yeah, this strat's kind of strange because you have to be very particular with how you turn the camera, otherwise you'll get like a very low speed wall run.
That is a really underrated part of practicing mirror's edge. Mouse movement is really essential
And
to
now
getting good.
we have some downtime, so if you have anything to read out, then go ahead. But
If they
it's
do.
okay if not too. So there's the guy we're chasing right there. Most people don't really notice he's there.
I actually did have a donation.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Go for it.
We had a $10 donation from Medios Probably. He says, donating during my boy Heki's run. Good luck from the Mirror's Edge community.
Thank you.
What's up, videos? Thank you.
He used to be a pretty decent runner. God knows who he's working for now.
So right there I listened for a specific audio cue to walk off of the elevator. Otherwise I would just fall under the floor and it wouldn't catch me.
The
And then-
area loaded around him.
Yeah, and then,
Jackknife T-pose because he's not loaded in.
yeah, so usually we would be chasing him right now, and you can hear him running around, but you can't see him because we didn't activate like his trigger for him to start running, so he's just stuck up top T-posing. This is a particularly not very nice checkpoint because there are no checkpoints inside, so if you die anywhere here then you go all the way back to the start.
Yeah, and you have to do the entire chase again, so even failing on the mission, you're gone. You have to go back all the way.
Yeah.
But we're not going to do that, because cool. Right, Heki? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes. Good.
Usually you would quit out here and load back in, because you'd be at the end of this hallway, but since we're timing by real time right now, there's no real benefit to that. Did we explain free scrolling?
I want to explain it in the Honkavator, it's a bit easier.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not going to go through
basically-
Hekigan.
Oh yeah, of course.
So basically, I'm sure everyone knows the Logitech mice, and they free scroll and do a lot of mouse inputs. And that's pretty much the preferred peripheral for this game because they speed up sequence events, like elevators and things like that.
Yeah, it's not the most essential piece of equipment you need for this game, but it is very useful. That chapter 2 elevator, the last one that he just went through, is one that really utilizes free scroll. It saves about 4 seconds if I remember correctly.
Should I grab the? I'm gonna grab the checkpoint just in case.
Yeah, grab the checkpoint, yep.
So usually I wouldn't come over here and grab this, but I'm gonna do it so if I die then I don't waste like 20 something seconds running back here. But this is the segmented strat number 2, if you want to explain it.
Yep, I'll explain it. So this is called 3A3C. Heki's gonna climb up to this area out of bounds. And he's gonna do another instance of checkpoint abusing where he goes into a later part of the level and he's gonna do a really difficult kick glitch wall boost chain. Kick glitch, wall boost, does another kick glitch, and wall boosts off this, and he gets it.
Easy.
Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Once you quit out and reload, it brings you over here, which is checkpoint C from checkpoint A. That's why we call it 3A3C. Really creative.
It skips the whole office checkpoint, which a lot of people don't really like.
Yeah. Another kind of difficult kick glitch coming up. It's a really specific angle. It just saves you from going up the building, and he gets it.
I'm also
Very nice.
doing a side jump at the top of the ledges. I'll do another one right here. And that basically just snaps me up on top without having to do a grab. But you
Yeah,
can't do
maybe-
them everywhere, really. There's
like
only
that.
certain places you can.
I mean, you can do it on the last ledge that you did, but it's kind of weird, a bit difficult.
So this elevator is faster to quit out in real time and game time. So as soon as we get that checkpoint, we're just gonna quit and hop back in, and then we can spawn at full speed. Here is segmented strat number 3. We're gonna try that. We'll give it 2 tries.
So what he's going to do here is called Crane's Kick Glitch. Very difficult strat. It's not like any other kick glitch in the game, as far as I know, that we use in 80%, because it involves getting a speedy kick glitch. There's a bump on the ground that he needs to hit on the frame that he presses space, as far as I know, and kicks, and he gets it first try. What the heck?
I don't know. This is pre-recorded or something.
Yeah. That's really good. That's really good. It's a really difficult strat.
I have to climb on that landing pad after doing that because there's a trigger there that starts the countdown for the end of the level.
And you get this white screen. He's also Rip Joe.
Yeah, Rip Joe.
We're gonna do some climbs here.
I
There's
call
that
this
little
the
pop-off from
Spider-Man climb because it kind of reminds me of Spider-Man, even though I'm messing it up pretty bad. But yeah.
Yep, he gets it, and he's going to do chapter 4 skip. It saves you from fighting rope burn and going through lots of vents, and I don't know how much time it saves, but it saves a lot, and it's a really beginner friendly strat.
Oops.
There you go. Gets over the fence, and he's going to fall out of bounds. He's going to tab to bring the objectives menu to set it up, and then tab again to load the area around him, which is all black, as you can see. And he is in the train station. It's just that the area's textures haven't loaded.
Yeah, usually there's like another section of the map here because this game loads in, like, it streams the level as you move through it. It doesn't load the whole thing at once. So we basically miss one level stream there, and we're standing like in a void where there should be stuff loaded.
The train's really scary, but we managed to outrun it with the blue wall strat, or blue wall, sorry.
Yeah, so I said before you can chain wall boost as long as there's a wall and some floor. That's basically what I did there to get faster than the train. Unfortunately, there's nowhere to do it here, so you just have to bunny hop all the way along. Which is about,
that's another...
it's about
Sorry,
4 kilometers an hour faster than running, I think.
Yeah, about that. And that also utilizes the free scroll, so we literally just scroll down as hard as we can, and then
Oh, I actually don't do that.
has a life on its own.
I just keep pressing jump with my mouse, like my single jump key.
Yeah.
Maybe I
would
should
say
free scroll
most
it.
people.
Oh, I'm stuck. Okay, so
say
now
most
we
people
have
do that.
like a 50-second auto scroller. So again, if you have anything to read, go ahead.
Otherwise, we'll enjoy these lovely trains. Not at the moment. It's a very scary section, as you can tell.
We literally just dodge things. Also, a
Things
clever
are-
little illusion is this train is not moving. It's just the walls are flying past us really fast. Quite clever. It moves like to this point, and then it stays here for like 40 something seconds, and then it will go to the end point when sparks start coming out the side. Right now.
Predicted. Pre-recorded footage.
Yep, pre-recorded. And I'm just gonna free scroll up these stairs, get as many jump inputs as I can.
Not
Now we
close
are
to the
on
wall.
to New Eden.
He's going to do a kick glitch over here to land on the visible platform. That's a bit thin.
It's a lot more sketchy than it looks, because the thing you land on is about the size that your character is.
Yeah, you just have to be careful, really.
So this is
But
outward
that's
bounds,
skip.
obviously.
Yeah.
Now
That
we're
skip's
back
going
inbounds
through the
again.
guards.
Sorry, I keep cutting you off. Come on.
It's fine. He just
I'm
keeps
sorry.
going through the guard.
Yeah.
And we have to go slow in this room.
Yeah, if you go too fast here, the game will actually, like, you'll hit 2 loading triggers, and then that will stop the first loading trigger from doing anything, and this elevator will not be here. You lose a lot of time.
So you have to go back to the start, I think.
Yeah.
Or near the start, yeah. And he clipped out of the elevator, and the area is obviously not loaded yet, but we've positioned ourselves to an area that will load and get us faster. We're doing a kick glitch here off the antenna because you can. There's some collision, like a wall collision that you can. It's a bit finicky, but it works. And he did the special kick glitch where he jumped earlier, and that made him lose height so that he wouldn't roll. He wouldn't have to roll at the bottom there. Would you like to explain
so
that?
the longer you're in the air before you like get onto a wall, the faster you will descend when you hit that wall, and that includes kicks, which just send you pretty much directly downwards if you've had enough airtime.
More pipes. Really good parkour game.
This is one of my favorite parts because I get to stretch my thumb while I'm climbing.
You're close to the mall, Fade.
But yeah, this again is just kick glitches to make a more direct route through wherever we can go. Should I try New Eden Chain?
Yeah, go for it. He's gonna go
Why
for a kick
not?
glitch chain here.
It's very hard, so it probably won't work.
Get bugged out. You should be able to
Yeah, it didn't work.
Ah, no. It would have been a really it would have been a really nice sight to see. It's very difficult, but it looks nice. But it doesn't save any time. It doesn't save any time if you lose it.
Yeah, if
It
you
doesn't lose
like,
any time. Sorry. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So fun fact, if you play the console version, this elevator door is closed and you have to open it. Which is just an extra safety measure to make sure you don't hit 2 loading zones at the same time again. Because there's one inside this elevator. Every elevator you go in is a loading screen. It will always load something on the other side.
I think it's the same with vents as well. Some of them,
Yeah,
if not all of them.
most of them. I'm
Not this
struggling
one,
to
this
think of
one.
one that doesn't do that.
I think this one. Maybe.
Oh yeah, that's true. This one doesn't load anything.
But as far as I know, the rest do.
There's a
and
cool trick with
we
this
skip
one.
them a
If
lot.
you just crouch into the corner and then drop out, you don't have to do a kick or anything.
So predictions in chat for how many times he's gonna try Beamer. He's gonna have to do Beamer. This trick is a bit difficult to explain because it's 2 times. Very good.
So basically we're just climbing a wall, and then on the frame that we are running over a piece of extended collision, we're hitting the quick turn button, which is just basically pushing us out of the collision at very high speed. And then because we've done quick turn, we can jump after that, which will get us high enough to grab the ledge.
If anyone has any disposable income and you got your predictions wrong, I think it's time to donate. Shout out to Bo for making that joke.
Yeah, this is another section where you have to wait, otherwise you die. This is the very end of the chapter.
Oh shit, Fade, they have a goddamn machine gun.
Punch
They
some
have a gun.
glass and shower that guy in it. And just head for some stairs.
Get into the vent very, very fast and deep. There you go. Very good.
Fast and deep.
Fast and deep. And that's the end of New Eden.
Yeah, I'm just like kicking up the stairs because they,
You're out of there.
like, you can't get stuck on something when you're kicking, so you just kind of like glide up the stairs when you do that. Here is my most nervous chapter because I always mess this up the most. So we'll see how
Yeah,
this goes.
This chapter sucks. I think most of the music community can agree with that. So, shall I
I like
explain?
the chapter, I'm just very bad at it. I'm gonna grab this safety pole, which just makes sure I spawn here if I die. But yeah, go ahead.
Yep, so he's gonna go out of bounds and roll off an invisible platform here. Not supposed to be here, obviously. And he's gonna load into the factory. As
Yeah.
yep, he's gonna hit a loading trigger, Looks super glitchy.
Basically
There
just
is no load
wall
around.
running into the trigger and kicking off the wall and letting the game load around me. Pressing that through the wall.
Because you can. I would also like to mention that I meant speedrunning this chapter is really, really awful, but casual play is completely fine.
This is gonna get loud, so turn your volume up.
Okay, that wasn't that loud.
Yeah, but it's gonna get even louder at the end of this hallway.
Mm-hmm. We do a bunch of wall boosts here. Oh, that looks cool.
Sometimes
free
you
scroll.
can... It's not too loud. Just a little bit.
I think if you saw carefully, the elevator had a little boost, and that's because we used free scroll to spam the use button.
Yeah.
As far as I know. And those cops that you saw in front of us, they're called pursuit cops, and we only see them in this chapter and chapter 8, I believe.
Yep.
And they're quite annoying, but we run past them. And Heki's trying to do an elevator clip.
No.
No,
That's a shame.
I don't know how much time it saves.
Hope the game doesn't crash.
Yep, this is one of the few instances where the game can actually...
Good.
Good, it didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
elevator-
one area where it's very prone to crashing, but still not too often. It's like pretty rare, but if you do get a crash, it's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Carry on.
Yeah, the elevator has a very weird way of clipping it, and it's not any percent viable unless you use reaction time, but I think that would just lose you time anyway, so it makes no sense.
Yeah, you would like save the amount of time you lost using the slow motion.
Mm-hmm.
It would be exactly even.
The zipline here, fun fact, you can press shift. You don't
You
have to wait for the game.
T-pose on top.
Do it.
The game has fooled us. We're not actually lying down. And that's the end of chapter 6. Moving on to chapter 7, also known as Boat.
Everyone's least favorite, which is lucky because you skip the entire thing in like 40 something seconds.
The best way to explain this is that the first and last checkpoints are really close to each other, and they're both outside. So we go out of bounds to just hop our way over this fence to load the last checkpoint. And
Yeah, this triggers on
there's
a
no boat.
delay, so you have to wait for it.
Mm-hmm. And we're at the end of the chapter. It's not easy. No
That
boat
was
to be seen.
Spooky. So now we have to do our first piece of forced combat. There we go.
Very good. Fantastic.
A lot of people struggle with that because usually she dives around everywhere, but you can stop her rolling around if you just make sure she's not in a place where she has room to do that.
Mixed martial arts there, and Faith is the winner. And this is chapter 8. This is the chapter where in the storyline we have to, I'll just say, save our sister. Quotation marks. Save.
Yeah.
Because you'll see later on during the chapter, but that's the only instance where you'll see the pursuit cops, and another instance, later on, but we won't be really seeing them because they're really slow. If you're good.
This is my favorite elevator because it plays reggae music. Yeah, sure.
We got a $5 donation from Videos Probably again. It says donating because I guessed Beamer try count wrong, but Jim also needs to donate too. He didn't guess. I think that's fair.
True. In a bit.
Good, Jim. Okay, so this checkpoint we're just gonna skip the whole thing with 2 kick glitches. Very easy.
Yo, very nice.
And then we're
he's
gonna
gonna
go
do a skip.
slow bounce. Feel free
I'll
to explain it. Yeah.
He's going out of bounds up here to load a checkpoint that usually would be done by going into an elevator,
It's not.
but we can just fall straight. I think that'll work. No?
Yeah.
That'll work. There you go. It's
Ooh.
kind of strange, but
Be,
it worked.
worried there.
Yeah. And this is Atrium. I really like this level. We're gonna do something called chimp strats where we infinite wall climb, if you can. Nope.
I'll
We're
give it
gonna go for
another
it.
go because it looks cool.
Yeah. You can basically go infinitely up as long as there are 2 parallel walls for you to go, but we only do it, 2 instances.
Yeah,
because
you can
that
go all the
is-
way up, and that's what you would do in the chapter speedrun.
Or, yeah,
Well,
or you'll see it in the segmented run.
It's
but
just not
difficult.
consistent.
Because the wall collision on some of it is just not. It's not really. There's some parts where it isn't a wall. It
Why
just
can't
doesn't
I
let you.
climb that? Pretty sure you just press space. There you go. Okay, and now we're going out of bounds again.
Out of bounds up.
Hardest out of bounds ever.
Out of bounds to Ventrium is what we call this skip. We just skip going through the vents. Very creative name.
Yeah, vents and atrium, ventrium.
Wow.
And we jump into a
Good
later
checkpoint.
checkpoint. And now I'm
And,
going
if you'd
to,
like to explain it.
yeah, I'm going to intentionally kill myself.
Find a way of slowing it down.
You're probably thinking, why would you do that? So basically, now that I've done that,
Get that convoy.
like the script for the vehicle has updated,
Going for the engine.
and now there's a hitbox on the other side of this building, and I can shoot it through the wall.
Connors convoy. What's your status? Over.
Truck bang. I learned that
Truck
yesterday.
bang. Yes.
Routed clear. They know where you are now.
And our sister was in that truck. That's why I said quote unquote saved
Yeah,
her.
so she's like being framed for a crime, and we basically just broke her out of prison by shooting a truck.
Because
Not
that's how
very
it works.
helpful if you ask me. But here we are. The story of this game was written by the daughter of Terry Pratchett. Her name is Rihanna Pratchett. And I would say she did a pretty good job, but unfortunately most of the game got cut before release. So
Yeah,
the story
but-
is kind of up in the air.
Also,
This
turn
will get
your
really
volume.
loud. Turn it up.
Turn your volume.
Do yourself
up,
a favor.
Up. It's music. Beautiful.
I love
So-
the sound of cooked ears.
The reason why that happens is because once Heki free scrolls on his mouse, the sound file just stacks on top of one another as much as he's scrolled. So it gets really, really loud.
Yeah. So this elevator is just a short one. Doesn't even load anything, I don't think. But now we're gonna do a skip that was... It used to be very, very hard, but then a very, very easy way was found, so
By
it's
you,
just very
correct?
nice. Partly. I found the clipping method. Like that, where you just coil and use the button. And then someone else found all this setup where you can fall into this room right here. If you tab in a certain place and let the world load around you. That's probably fine. If it's not, then I can go through the vent.
That should be fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
There you go.
So I basically land myself in like the room behind this door. And that's why it gives me the checkpoint for this area, and I can just quit and load back in.
He's doing sniper skip as well. We clip through that building by climbing on that light and skipping the snipers that you see on the right. They don't know where we're at. And we just skip that entire section of having to go through all of them.
Yeah. So that wall is like paper thin and you can't run on it, so you have to keep jumping. This is another loading zone, so
I've managed to unlock it.
we'll wait till it loads and then the door will open, so the timer usually pauses there. If you have anything else to read out, we have a like 30-second long elevator ride, so go for it.
Beautiful.
It looks like the security
It usually looks better than this, but I'm playing on like the lowest settings because
Their emergency protocol.
I like the game to load fast.
I hope.
And the last skip that I would call in the game is server room skip. Usually you have to shoot these servers by grabbing a gun, but instead we just clip up if you can.
We died.
Not this time. That's fine.
Let's take a retake.
A retake.
Yeah.
So as I was saying, we're supposed to shoot these servers, but we don't have to because we clip through the roof here. There you go.
Yeah. There's like a slight gap between the ceiling and the like the actual glass that you can just climb through. And that took a really long time to be found, actually. Like, we really wanted a server room skip and no one could find anything until that. Anyway, this is the final, like, I want to say 10 seconds. So time is when I grab the red bar on the helicopter. And time.
GG. Very good.
Yeah, it was a pretty good run, all things considered.
It was a really nice run.
That was a 32-13 in game time, which is 3 minutes slower than my personal best, but that's still very good. Yeah,
That's our sister.
I want to say, oh, I forgot to do the third person, my bad. There you go. She's kind of bent.
What were you gonna say?
Thank you, Bingo Bongos,
No
for
worries.
joining me. Thank you, Valuethon, for existing. And thank you, Mirror's Edge community that seem to be flooding the chat right now.
Yeah, you guys are the best.
Yeah.